topic of today's presentation is the new custom dashboarding solution that we're running. We've been developing it now for probably around about 3 or 4 months worth of development time, but it's gone through different iterations, but it's looking really good now. And you know, I think it's going to be a step change on what we have been doing in the past. But I'm yet to see really what people make of the tool that we've developed, if that makes sense. So, for example, we have put tools together to develop these dashboards and to create sort of fantastic designs on them. But what people do with it, the designs that they come up with, you know, that's what I'm waiting to see, because I think there's so much flexibility in the tool, so many things you can do, what people actually do. I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing. So let's kick off first. I've got about 6 slides here on how to sort of set it up. So what I'll do is I'll run through some of those slides. I'll run through the majority of them, and then I'll flip into a live demo. So that's the plan. So no further ado, how do you get into the dashboard, first of all? You know, it's one of the features that is built into the Enistic Energy Manager Pro. So it's built in at the higher service levels. So later on this year, we'll be bringing in service-based pricing, and this will only be available in one of the premium accounts, not in the cheaper accounts. So the first thing to do is log into Enistic.com, into Energy Manager. And then from the dashboard tab, you'll see that there's some more dashboard options. And what you can do is just simply click on that to bring up the new style dashboards. Let me just try and show you that if I can. So if we go here, for example, this is the standard dashboard of Energy Manager Pro, and this is our office. So this is a real life office. This is our place. You can see that someone came in this morning at 6:30 briefly. Probably one of the engineers picked something up, and then someone came in at 7:30. Probably Paul. It wasn't me today, but there you go. And we're running 2.9 kilowatts of power at the moment in this office, largely, as you can see down in this bottom area here on the lighting. So to look at one of the new dashboards, we just hover over the home button here, and you can see them all listed down. So if we just click on New Office, for example, here, it loads the resources, and it loads everything locally. Benefit of that being that you can then run this quite merrily on iPads, iPhones, etc., etc. Wait for it to tick in, downloading all the resources it needs. I think it's there. We just haven't got the background at the moment. There it is. So that's the dashboard we're talking about. That's the sort of the kind of graphics you can get. I think, as I said earlier, I think there are going to be many different styles that you can run, and you know, you might get some with floor plans on, some with plant equipment on, showing inputs and outputs, some with house views, etc., etc. So there's lots of different styles. I'll pop back into the dashboards again in a second. Let's look at how you create one. Simple. You just click on the relevant dashboard. I think you get 5 when you first get going. And then the first thing to do is to drag up a background image. And I'll show you that in a second. You know, you can just upload a background image here. And that will fill in a large background image on the resolution you've got. So if you want it full screen, click on this button here, the little cross button, to make it full screen first, before you do the upload, and then it will upload it in full resolution to the background screen. Once you've done that, you can start adding on various items onto the dashboard, such as icons to represent meters, icons to represent sensors, icons to represent groups, etc., etc. you can do that. There's a button in the top right-hand corner, and I'll show you this in action in a second, where you can just drag from the icon bar down into the main area. Let's see if I can show you that now. So, you have Dominic up there. So this is the main icon that we have, the main background that we loaded up earlier. What we can do is drag down from here different meters. Let's drag one up to this point here, and there it is. Now what happens is the icons themselves flash blue if they are connected up to the system and they've been updated with data. They flash red, generally pulse red, if there's a communication problem for any reason. So if you've got a large installation, what you can do is see at a quick glance which bits are working, which bits have got problems, if there's any problems you need to look at. Once you've dragged on the actual icon, different sets here, I don't think it makes a lot of difference about which one you drag in. You can then do a couple of things. You can associate it with a device. So if you click on it, just click on it, and it brings up a little bar here, and you can either associate it with a group. These are our groups. Sorry, that's the dashboard title. You can associate it with individual items down here, or groups down here. So you can say that's the whole lighting, that's all the printers, all the computers, all the kitchen appliances, etc. So most people, I think, would just assign the simple ones to devices, and these are all the meters we run in our office here. So if you wanted to associate it with my desk, for example, just click on my desk, assign it over like that, and then you can see immediately that you've got this meter here showing the current power of my desk, which is 104 watts. And if you hover over it, let's just get rid of those. If you hover over it, it brings up a little chart, a real-time graph of what the power is. It's not been doing much of interest recently, so it's flat line there. Let's try another one for you. There we go. That's one with a bit of data on, which is our printer. Peter's desk is quite merrily jumping up and down like that. So you can see there on the screen the meters themselves. You can see also, looking at the color of the icon, whether it's a high power use or a low power use. So the brighter red it is, the more power it's actually consuming. So again, just a simple glance, you can see here immediately what's going on in terms of where the power's going. You can do all sorts of things with the icons. You know, as I said, you can hover over and you can get graphs. You can scale them up and down. If you just click on them, you can change them to different types. So if, for example, we select over the icon there, then we've changed it into the aquarium. And you can upload icons, as many as you want, and drop them on to represent the things you want. So for example, this is a very sort of officey view. You might have another factory view that's got more pumps and plants and motors and things like that on it. So there's lots of stuff you can do there. Let's just flip back to the step-by-step guide that we were going through. I've shown you this. This is how you associate the icons with different objects, so be it groups or devices, and indeed customization. I didn't show you resizing. Let's just show you that down there now. So that if we go on to the lighting element here, change the icon, and let's just make that a little bit bigger there. There we go, in all its glory. Very flexible, and I can't wait to see what people do with it. Look, I'll open the mics up in a second and we can start in some sort of Q&A, but that's about the long and short of what we've done. It's hugely flexible. You get 5 of them. You can link them. There are special icons that you can link between the dashboard. So if you had, for example, a picture of a large plant, you could click on, for example, the boiler to bring up a specific dashboard, just to look at the boiler, or a lighting dashboard, just to look at the lights, etc. And you can link back and forth between those. Very, very simple to set up, largely drag and drop, very flexible in terms of the fact you can associate it with both devices and groups, etc. And I think this would be absolutely fantastic to put up in a display somewhere, a display area. Now, if you put it in a main reception area, you probably wouldn't want just a generic picture of an office like that, but you'd want to spend some time customizing the background with the customer's logo, with other sorts of, maybe some promotional material about yourself, down in the bottom left-hand corner, etc. Again, you could have it plan view, you could have equipment view, you could have pictures of their building, just large logo forms, etc. Very, very flexible. There's contact details as per normal. This presentation is available in the download section in the partner area of the Enistic site. So if anybody wants to grab it, they can. The system is live now, so you can use it whenever you want. And as I say, I can't wait to see what people do with it.